What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Picking up the camera pretty freaking late today. It's already 3 p.m. Been at that shop all day just doing like monotonous stuff that wasn't really all that cool to film. We had to powder coat some wheels. These are Polar White by Prismatic Powders, Work Emotion XD9 18x10s. I've had these wheels laying around for a while and I decided I'll probably never use them, so I figured I'd sell them. The person that bought them wanted them white, so we did a quick powder coat job, slapping on some decals. Those things are beautiful. Those TEs are also for sale because yeah, Bobby's car is getting different wheels that she wanted, so sick. One more of these wheels in the oven. This color is beautiful. If you're gonna do white, Polar White seems to be the brightest, like most vibrant white I could find from Prismatic. I'll have it linked down below. And then we've been working on this intercooler. So I got this thing used, got it for pretty freaking cheap. I'm kind of a bargain shopper when it comes to a lot of stuff. And I didn't know this until today, but the brackets on the backside were broken off. So the brackets are supposed to bolt on, oops, first scratch on the new paint job. Brackets bolt on right there for the intercooler. There, one on that side and right up there. So I whipped up some new brackets. I need to go have these welded on, but they're gonna sit a little bit like that. Gotta somehow grind that off, but I don't really have the utensils for it. I really need to get some more like fab tools in the shop. I'll have the fab shop that's gonna weld it, grind those off. So there's that. That wasn't all that cool, so I didn't film that. And then I already showed this harness 1,000 times, that I'll show it one more time because we got some wiring loom on it. That's kind of how it's set up right now. Beautiful, nice, clean. All this stuff right here is for the AOIC pump. Then this wire here goes to the boost controller. So whenever the pump is finished, we can get the pump on, get all that wiring situated. Boost controller wiring, whatever, do that later. Oh man, last wheels in the oven right now. I love these wheels, but they're 5 on 100 and I don't own any 5 on 100 cars except for the FRS, and those are not quite wide enough for the wide body kit. As soon as that last wheel comes out of the oven, we are gonna head into Raven Fabrication here in Spokane. They're gonna do all the welding for me on all this stuff. I feel like I need to buy a welder because I wanna fabricate more cool stuff. It's kind of fun. It'd be way more fun though if I could like actually do it properly with proper tools and whatnot, like welders, cutters, like a saw table, whatever else we need. I don't know, it'd be sick. We just made it back to the shop with all of our fabbed together parts. Intercooler pipe turned out good with the BOV flange on it. We gotta re-powder coat this. And we're gonna redo the top section of this pipe as well because it did have that scratch in it. So might as well do them both at the same time, make them brand new. Throttle body is now ready for Cerakote. This guy, they said it was a straight pain in the ass to get this thing fixed, but it's fixed. So we're good there. I'm stoked with how this thing turned out. It's actually kind of cool looking. I think I'm gonna powder coat this wrinkle black, which is that right there. It's not like a super high gloss. It's exactly what it is. It's wrinkly, wrinkle black. Will look good there. And then intercooler, our little mounts that we fabbed up are welded on. So one of these days we can go ahead and get this guy probably Cerakoted. I think we're gonna do black. Pretty sure we're gonna do black. So let's set this aside for now. Let's make sure our little cover fits before we powder coat it. This thing is super cool. I wish I welded it because I'd be more proud of it. And I know it's not like the sickest thing in the world, but I think it's kind of cool. So she fits good. Wrinkle black on that thing would look really nice. It's a little scratched up and I'll get even more scratched up. You're not gonna see it anyway, but I want it wrinkle black. So let's go ahead and get this thing coated. Oh yes, that is beautiful. All right, while we're waiting for those parts to cure out, I'm gonna pull in the black 8. That car has not been washed since we did that crazy detail on it, the cut and buff ceramic coat, all that stuff. So let's pull her in, see how the ceramic coat is holding up against like all the water spots and whatnot. Hopefully it washes up fine. I feel kind of bad. Well, it's good to see that the ceramic is still doing its job. Oh my gosh, this car looks so good cleaned up. I do have a discount code on the screen that'll save you 25 bucks over at avalonking.com for the Armor Shield 9. The 2 parts that we just powder coated are finished up. It's a pretty nice looking color, I would say. Oh yeah, I can dig it. Not bad at all. I'll go ahead and throw the splatter black down below as well. So we decided to somewhat last minute, it's always last minute with us, photo shoot. Decided to take out the FRS. The car rarely gets driven, to be honest. As you can see, she's a little bit dusty from powder coating. Oh wow, it's disgusting. But thankfully today's beautiful and perfect. So we're gonna go for a rip and try to get some bangers. Launch is coming up. Today is Wednesday, you're probably watching this Thursday, so it's gonna be tomorrow at noon Pacific Standard Time. We're dropping 13 new shirts, new jet tags, stickers, and we're gonna have some sweaters and other goodies on there as well, along with a brand new website, which I'm so freaking excited for. Quick little rinse down, looks much better. I know how bad you guys want to see this car boosted, turboed or supercharged. So last time we had a little test, right? If we got 7,000 likes, we would do the full motor build on the 10. If you guys can get this video to 10,000 likes, whenever we have time, we'll do a turbo kit on this car. All right, 10,000 likes, we're gonna boost it.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Better get to 10K.
I know. Oh, that thing is noisy. I should probably fix that one day. I think it's the diff because it goes away when it warms up. And I ran the diff out of oil. Coming back from Seattle, bro. 10,000 likes, boys. Let's get this thing boosted and making some fun power and fun boy noises. We're gonna test out the FRS air ride and go off-roading real quick. There's this giant construction zone over here, so we're gonna go see if we can get into some shenanigans. Thank God for air ride. All the way up. Wow, 2 PSI. Damn it. Rip airlift, rip. My air ride just broke again. The fuse keeps popping and I'm not sure why, but we're aired all the way up. Those rocks are huge.
Okay, that's fucking no, bro.
You wanna go near? Is that cool or is that dumb?
That's kind of lame.
All right, that should work. Just turn the ignition on. It should turn on the air ride. Let me see if she'll blow up. All right, well, I'm gonna enter it out and then take that, you know, that's a little sketchy. The things you gotta do when you blow a fuse and you don't have another fuse. A little sketchy, but she did the trick. And I actually just figured out why this is blowing. It's one easy solution. Look who's here.
Wait, you didn't tell him where you got your jumper from.
This guy right here is the new jet tag we're dropping. Pretty sick. Well, I guess we should probably fix the air ride on this thing in case this video really pops off and gets 10,000 likes before we boost it. Airlift sensor fault for a minute now in one of the bags. I think it was the driver's side rear, and then all of a sudden today it started blowing the fuse for the air ride as well. So some sort of short is going on. I tried to get on the phone with Airlift and there was like an hour plus wait, but we'll get it figured out. Let's get back on track with the Blue 8 build. There's really only so much we can do until we get the block and all that stuff back from the machine shop. So I'm gonna keep going, keep getting as much done as we can. And there's gonna be a day where we run out of stuff to do until we get the block back, which I'm not looking forward to that day. Just worked on this guy a little bit. We got it to pull apart just a tiny bit. There's a little crack in there, a little separation, but it will not come apart any further than that as of right now. So I'm gonna let it soak another day, give it some heat tomorrow, and see if we can't get that sucker apart. We really need to get this situated in case we have to buy a new one. All right, we got the fuse box sealed up with a little bit of RTV. Got the cover on. This thing's 100% ready to go. We can finish the rest of the wiring when this car is complete. I decided to go ahead and figure out how to pull apart a starter. And these things are actually super simple. Not many parts to them whatsoever. There's like 4 or 5 pieces of hardware we had to remove to get this thing apart. I'm gonna leave all the stuff assembled. So here's stuff for the motor. There's the gear assembly. All we're really gonna be doing is recoating the starter. So this guy is supposed to be black. I'll Scotch-Brite that and paint it. I really don't feel comfortable powder coating with all those magnets in there. I would rather just do a quick paint job. So we're gonna paint that. This case, this cover, and the shield, those can all be sandblasted. And we're gonna start coat those the same silver that we've done everything else in so far, which is the satin aluminum. Very beautiful color. Start coating does take a while. So let's get these parts cleaned up, sandblasted, and baked for an hour, and then we can get these things Cerakoted. I was just gonna repaint this, and I figured that's probably gonna look like this again in about a year if we paint it. So let's just go ahead and sandblast, mask it off, sandblast, and powder coat this guy to make sure it lasts the life of this car. All of the Cerakoted parts just came out of the oven. Everything looks really, really nice there. All the powder coated pieces have been out for a little bit now. They should be all cooled off. For the most part, they're cooled off. We can go ahead and reassemble our clutch slave cylinder. I know I didn't talk much on this, but we can get this thing back together and see how she looks. Really trying to do every piece possible on this car, at least in the engine bay for now. I don't know if we're gonna get around anytime soon to doing the rear end, like the rear subframe, all the suspension in the rear, the diff, all that good stuff. It would be cool. It'd be really, really cool to do a full undercoating on the car. It'd be sick, but it's something I've never done as well, just like all of this pretty much. So I would need to do a ton of research on that, figure out the best kind of undercoating, figure out the prep work. I don't know if it needs to be like down to bare metal or not. Either way, let's get this slave back together. There is nothing to a slave cylinder. There's like hardly any pieces. This is all. Bleeder valve, that guy goes in there. We have, I guess you'd call this a piston with the seals on it. So this is really the only thing that can fail on a slave are these seals right here. We got the housing here. This piece goes in like that. We're gonna put the boot onto this shaft right here. This is the piece that sticks out of the slave like that, and we'll push against the clutch fork. That's what engages the fork. So yeah, there's like no pieces to this thing, which is pretty nice. This is also a very, very common mod, I guess you'd call it. So this piece right here is the clutch line restrictor. This goes in the bottom of the slave, right where the banjo bolt would go. A ton of people take it out. I actually took it out on the 10. I may have done it on the Black 8 as well. I don't remember, but basically it's supposed to help with shifting. I think it changed the clutch feel. I feel like it did. I don't remember, it's been so long. But either way, this piece, we're not gonna be installing. A free mod. We all love free mods. These are the pieces we coated. This satin aluminum, it's like just like a bare aluminum look. Definitely the best color if you're kind of going for like the OEM plus look, you could say. So here is our finished product. I know it's just a starter and you cannot see the starter whatsoever, but the fact that I know that the starter is so beautiful now just makes my heart happy. I guess you could say. It turned out really nice. Wow. I always try to go around and throw all new hardware in. The only hardware I have here that are M5s are Allen heads, and those Allen heads actually look really nice on there. I'm pretty happy with that. They're all zinc plated or they are stainless, so we should never have any sort of rusty, crusty issues. Threw a new nut on there for the power. Oh yeah, that thing turned out good. A starter doesn't mean anything if it doesn't work, so let's do a quick little test on it, make sure we're good. All we need is a battery, 12-volt battery, some jumper cables, maybe a little screwdriver or something. I think I got a screwdriver laying around. That'll work. Let me show you guys what to do, if you don't already know. Battery, ground, power, negative, positive. Positive goes on where the big power wire would go, and then just grab, say, a screwdriver, go from here over to that prong, and it should spin the motor. So if the starter's good, that gear right there, she pops out a little bit and spins. And as you guys just saw, we have our first successful, not rebuilt, but recoated starter. And I cannot be more stoked. I feel like that was a pretty good, successful day in the shop, tinkering on little things that we know nothing about. I hope you guys enjoyed just as much as I did. Remember, this Friday, 12 o'clock noon Pacific Standard Time, new drop. Peace out. I'll see you guys then.